What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of DevTalks with your host Travian, where we talk about everything engineering technology wise. And in this video, we're going to be diving into a mom. It's a really unfortunate situation where her son killed herself and she's suing an AI company because of what happened. So, without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let's dive in, unfortunately.
We began with a warning for both parents and children. Did you know there are companies out there creating fictional characters using artificial intelligence that you or your children could be interacting with? A Florida mom is now suing an AI company. Her 14-year-old son took his own life. She said he had a relationship with an AI bot and it caused his depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. She recently sat down with News 4 consumer investigative reporter Susan Hogan to tell his story in the hopes of preventing other families from experiencing the same type of loss. We want to warn you, you may find this story upsetting.
Oh, my firstborn baby.
Yeah.
For 14 years, her son was her pride and joy, a good student, star athlete, a great big brother.
Take me back to that day. What was that day like?
We were all at home that day, and he came home from school like any normal day.
For Megan Garcia, February 28, 2024 began like any other day, but ended with her 14-year-old son, Sewell, dying in her arms.
I held him for 14 minutes until the paramedics got here, but before that, his breathing had started slowing.
I'm so sorry.
After Sewell died, the police called me and told me that they had looked through his phone, and when they opened it, the first thing that popped up was character AI.
Had you ever heard of that before?
No.
What Megan didn't know, for the last 10 months, her son was in a virtual relationship, not with a person, but with a fictional character powered by artificial intelligence he accessed through a platform called Character AI. Even though the platform has...
This is so unfortunate. And what makes this more unfortunate is the kids being involved. So, for anybody new here, we on this channel just covered a few videos about this new online safety act that's supposed to be meant for children to be able to access certain like websites. This isn't regarding to like YouTube, video games, a lot of different stuff, but there's a deeper sense to it because children don't have identification, they don't have driver's license or anything until they turn like 16 or so. So a lot of people's audiences and content creators are upset because it blocks a lot of users, and especially minors and children at different levels. It blocks them if the thing on the internet or the game or whatever doesn't reach certain classifications or specifications in a sense. And they put up all this stuff. And the biggest thing from my comments, and that I said as well, I don't want to blame her directly, but the biggest thing about the online safety thing is monitoring what your children do, because you cannot dictate and control or whatever, or tell or monitor parents to be able to you can't regulate parents on them parenting or what they're doing with their children and things like that online. But if you are, please check on what your children are doing all the time. I bet you now she will never, and this is something where we're going to get into more details about what happened here. These are some stuff that should never happen. I agree that it should never happen. I know you might not think stuff like this will happen. Kids kill themselves from other kids on social media, so it's hard to tell people to be like, oh, go outside and make friends and do things like that, because there's people who cause kids to kill themselves almost every day, all the time. So regardless of the fact, it's this is a tough subject. This is a tough topic. Just parents, please be on your kids. I'm telling you, the best thing that happened to me as growing up is my parents being on us, monitoring what goes on. My cousins, when they taking care of their kids, and this isn't just this AI thing. This is YouTube too. There's people who put sick things on YouTube Kids, that put messed up stuff on YouTube Kids. There's people who do that stuff. And my cousin, when they're raising their kid, they go out and they monitor what their kid is watching, because people put, you know what people put on YouTube Kids? People go on YouTube Kids and make videos for cartoon characters to tell the children to ignore their parents, to not pay attention to their parents, to do this, to do that, and all this other crazy stuff that is not right. And this is on YouTube. This isn't an AI thing. This isn't a social media thing, because this stuff happens all across the board. And it's unfortunate. So once again, and this is one of the reasons why that bill got put into Congress, so they can quote unquote protect the kids. The kids that don't got no identification. To a point that, oh, it's only gonna be adults on the internet in any aspect. Older teens, when a parent can just regulate what their children is using and paying attention to.
As warnings that everything the characters say is made up, Megan says for Sewell, it felt real.
The last conversation.
And the police should have been the one to find this on his phone. That's the only reason I made that statement. I'm not blaming her directly, once again. But the police, unfortunately, should not have been the one to find this on his phone. He was, what, 14 years old. You can go, you have several kids. You can go through their phones. Please, go look at what your children are doing. Pay attention to what they are doing. That does not put this AI company out of fault either for what you guys are about to hear.
She's saying I miss you, and he's saying I miss you too. He says, I promise I'll come home to you soon. And she says, yes, please find a way to come home to me soon. And then he says, what if I told you I could come home right now? And her response is, please do, my sweet king.
Moments later, Megan says her son walked into the bathroom and killed himself. Police photos obtained by the I-Team show his phone near where he was found. Megan is now suing Character AI, claiming the company launched their product without adequate safety features and with knowledge of potential dangers.
When I read his journal about a week after his funeral, and I saw what he wrote in his journal, that he felt like he was in fact in love with Daenerys Targaryen and that she was in love with him.
Daenerys Targaryen, a reference to the...
See, look, we're not even going to be able to watch no more of those details, because, like, this is the first time she's ever reading her son's journal. It's the first time they ever looked through the phone. Daenerys Targaryen. Do you want to know what's sick about this? If you go in the App Store, this is not a new app, by the way. This has been an app that's been out for a while. And we always talk about, hey, how can we make it so that children can use AI properly and things like that? It should not be for character AI. I tell you that for once. But you can go on the App Store right now. Go on your App Store on your phone and look at the reviews on the app. There's tons of them. There's hundreds of thousands of reviews on the app, and there's several people that are saying that it's good for teens with depressions and things like that the app is for. And even though the thing didn't specifically tell it in those messages him to go do whatever he did, oh my gosh, like, you can see how it got to that point. It's just unfortunate. Everything to do with this case is unfortunate. That should never happen. There's people who are suggesting to use this app for teens and stuff, especially teens that have depression and things. And this is just a rising thing where, we gotta stay off the... Read a book or something. Like, spend time with your siblings. Have your siblings be your best friends. I know that's not the case for everybody. Spend time with your parents. Parents, spend time with your children. Talk to them. Get things out of them. Monitor them. Regulate how they use stuff. And this is why a lot of apps nowadays have parental controls on them. A lot of movie series, like, parental controls exist. In case anybody didn't know, somebody in the video said that as well too in the comments. They mentioned about parental controls. That's why a lot of these applications have them, so that their kids are limited on what they're able to do, and you can better monitor what you're gonna give them. You can edit their screen access time. How much screen time do they get? There's reasons why it exists. Please use it. I don't want to see another video like this on the news, on a feed. I don't want to make another video. I'm telling y'all, I don't want to make another video like this. If I have to, it's going to be unfortunate if I see something like this in the news again. And the sad part about it is I know it's going to happen again. It's unfortunate, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Unfortunately, all this happens. Let me know what you guys think. As I said, all this stuff ties in together. There's a reason why a lot of this stuff all came together around the same time. All these videos hit my feed around the same times, especially when this one bill got proposed to Congress and introduced. I'm telling y'all, there's a reason why, because it's getting out of hand. It is literally getting out of hand. So, yeah. If you guys have any suggestions, send me an email, devtalkspod@gmail.com. Without further ado, peace. See y'all next time.